Welcome back, guys. I'm Valen.
And I'm Theo.
And today we'll be watching ONEW Circle music video.
Very cool.
So, we just reacted to the album, the full album of ONEW called Circle.
Right.
Now we are reacting to the music video because, man, that song was crazy.
It was an interesting blend of like a dark R&B instrumental with his very unique voice that sometimes reminded you a bit of more like K-drama OSTs, and then with this like really cool like church choir at the end. And it was just an interesting introduction to a super cool album that, again, we just reacted and reviewed over on Patreon. And also, if you want to check out all of our other SHINee content over on Patreon, then make sure to head on over to Patreon. There's new SHINee content coming out over on Patreon basically every single week. So if that's something you want to check out, then make sure to head on over to Patreon. That's also the best way to support the channel, since we wouldn't be able to make any of these videos without all of our amazing supporters over on Patreon. Nonetheless, let's do it. Let's explore the actual music video.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Let's do it.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
Ooh, it's kind of avant-garde. I like that.
Looks like an A24 movie.
It has a bit of that look. This whole album was incredibly personal in a way. Very authentically him. This video also, he seems very vulnerable in it.
Yes. Oh.
Cute. 손에 잡히지 않아도 가지는 게 있어 분명히 내가 알고 있는 좋은 내 모습 영원히 태양 바람 구름 비와 바다로 봄과 여름 가을 겨울 사이로 만남 이별 모두 다른 적 없는 파도 위에 우린 함께 흘러가고 8 stories about eternity, season 2, the last episode. Oh, look, he's back, the cute cat. 서로 그렇게 닮아서 말없이 않을 수 있는 우리. But yeah, this song in of itself, I feel like is a kind of an interesting blend of many different elements. We have ONEW's very vulnerable vocal. Like throughout the whole album, he had an incredibly like vulnerable vocal, which is really interesting to actually see him like explore that side of himself. Because usually, you know, SHINee is a bit more pop, it's a bit more bombastic. It's another sound on average, right? It's more of these K-pop anthems. But for example, in Circle here, right? The actual verses in this song doesn't have any backup vocal. Like there's only one main lead vocal, which is actually pretty rare for pop music nowadays. Like usually you can still, if you really pay attention, hear that there's still like more than one vocal, which gives it some depth. But this doesn't have that. Which on the other hand makes it more vulnerable. And that is kind of going against the mainstream trend within within pop music nowadays, where like, you know, there's vocal layers on almost everything. That's kind of interesting. And apart from that, it's just like a very personal kind of interesting blend. And I also could understand that this song actually was the song that he was the most like heavily involved in the creation of. In the rest of the album, he was also involved in the making of the songs and in how they were, you know, just like how they came to life. But this one, he was apparently a very, very involved in. And you can also see that in the music video. It seems like it's a kind of, I don't know, some sort of personal story of his.
I don't know.
The actual story is somewhat vague, I would say. But it clearly is about him dealing with life, relationship, what have you. Yeah, for sure.
Circle of life.
I like the aesthetic, by the way. It's very charming. But yeah, listen, it also makes the vocal so much more vulnerable.
It does.
That it's just that one vocal. He also looks quite melancholic throughout it. Has a lot of like interesting angles too. I love the cat, it's so cute. It's like ugly but beautiful at the same time. It's very cute.
This part.
And this outro here, if you will, like the actual last chorus, which is obviously the culmination of the whole song, you know, like that's just when they take out all the stops, kind of brings it more into the R&B world.
It does.
You get me? Because it has this type of chorus where the singers clearly have been influenced by African American choir tradition, church singing, if you will.
Exactly.
And that's also very much a part of R&B. So again, they're bringing it further into R&B here at the end.
Yes, at the end.
So in that way, again, it's a fun blend.
It is.
I thought it's a very unique song.
It is
I mean,
such a
the whole
unique
pad here in the start of the song as well is quite unique too, and how it comes in.
Yeah.
He wasn't going for like some, again, we talk a lot about that in the actual album reaction and review, which is available over on Patreon, but he is not in any way in this album trying to go for like the latest TikTok trend.
Not
it's just
at
him
all.
being authentically himself.
Yeah.
And what he wants to put into the world. I feel like even the fact that a lot of these clips are kind of shown almost as a behind the scenes camera with other cameras in front of it makes it also more vulnerable, because you're almost seeing him in a way that
It's like
doesn't
so
seem
odd.
like you were supposed to see.
It's so odd. I like it. It reminds me literally of 24 movie. Quite
Most
literally.
definitely. The cinematography.
Like, literally like everything everywhere all at
grain.
once.
Right.
It's like
It does. Great job.
I like the video. It kind of, I don't know.
I feel like this video perfectly encapsulated the vibe of the song itself.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know where to put it. That's it.
It was great in that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Vocally, obviously, ONEW is a very talented vocalist. You cannot get around that. He's got a great falsetto. He's got a unique vocal, like all of SHINee does. And I feel like he is he's probably one of the main vocalists of SHINee at the end of the day.
He is,
Isn't he? You can't get around that.
Yes.
I kind of wonder what the cat meant in the video.
Yeah,
I wonder
tell
what that whole
us.
thing was about. Can you guys like tell us what the actual plot was here? Because it's hard to really speculate too much on it.
Exactly.
For me, it just seems like someone going through some like different stages of life. Yeah,
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
right.
as
Like
well.
a man's career.
Like circle of life, and you're saying spring, summer, winter, all of that.
Right, and almost like
It's life.
you're following an artist through different parts of his life, and also just showing decay in some of these abandoned buildings.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Something
life,
like that.
death, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking as well. Yeah.
Nonetheless, everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. Like the video if you enjoy our content. Comment down below what you thought about our review, reaction, commentary of ONEW song Circle. And last but not least, make sure to head on over to Patreon and check out all our SHINee content. Over there, there's basically every single week new SHINee content coming out over on Patreon. We've got album reaction and reviews, funny moments, concert performances, and so much more SHINee content for that matter as well over on Patreon. And that's also the best way to support the channel, since we wouldn't be able to make any of these videos without all of our amazing supporters over on Patreon. Nonetheless, everyone, see you in the next one.
Bye bye guys, take care.
Annyeong, bye guys, take care.